Hello, and welcome back to Jangwlo Diaries. I think this is episode 3. And today I just wanted to kind of talk about the last week and how everything's been. I think my academics has been really good, especially my French and geometry, even though those are supposed to be like kind of the basic classes. I really feel like I've grown within them. And so for academics, I'm not really worried anymore, but I think more of my personal problems are with kind of I don't know. I know last week I was talking about kind of wanting to being on the fence of doing LTG or not. And in the end I chose not to run and I chose to give it to my friend Cordero. And I really think he's gonna be a good LTG. I know there's some work to be done, especially with graphic design and some other things. But I think by February and by March, by April, he'll definitely be in a really good position to do the job effectively. And I think he'll be a good LTG. He'll definitely be making history as the first LTG Division 36 in like I think it's 25 years. So I think it's a really big responsibility, but it's also a really big honor to have that job. And other than myself, I think he knows the ins and outs of being an LTG the most in at Bremerton. So I I'm rooting for him, and really hope he wins. Because if not, I guess my sacrifice was for nothing. No, but um, the reason I quit was because I'm still trying to figure that out. To be honest, it was something that I wanted for probably about 9, 10 months, ever since about May or June of last year. Oh no, of the 2024. So yeah, but by the time the next econ comes around, would have wanted it for like 10, 11 months. So I'm still figuring out the reason why I quit, but I know that it wasn't right for me to continue on with trying to run. I just didn't think it was the right move. I didn't think it was the right call, and I don't think morally for myself, I don't think it was the right decision at all. But it really broke my heart to let it go because it felt like my first real chance at being I don't know, being just shining, I guess. Um I've never really you know been the person to want to accept praise, but I've also been a person that hasn't really gotten any, in my opinion. The rare times that I get praise from my peers or from my teachers, I usually just decline it since, in general, I don't really get the praise that I think that I deserve, kinda. Um, and I felt like LTG was my chance to finally achieve a dream and have something for myself, and letting that go really kind of broke my heart a little bit because I've kind of lived my middle school and high school life without something to stand me out, and it was something that I've wanted for so long, just something to make me shine. And it kind of feels like I'm waiting in the wings again. And yeah, it just kind of broke my heart, but I knew it was the right decision. But it hurts my brain that I would quit on something that could have been and potentially probably would have been my chance to finally have something for myself. But I quit, and I hope to God that I don't regret the decision. But I'm trying not to. In academics, I've always been good, but I've never been the best in middle school or high school. I've just always been in the upper averages. There's always someone smarter than me in the room. And in extracurriculars, I mean, teachers never, teachers and staff, they tend to never recognize my work. I tend to get overshadowed by many of my peers who are on a similar level to me. It always feels like out of all the students who have shown exemplary work, I guess, I'm kind of been the lowest. I've never received much attention by the teachers and much attention by most of the staff or the student body. I've kind of been this low key behind the scenes person for most of my high school and middle school. And I feel like I've made so many original ideas, and the credit always goes to someone else. Um, there's so many ideas and original things that I've come up with, and I feel like they've been replicated, and it feels like the credit goes to them and it never goes to me. And kind of breaks my heart every time that happens. And I rarely talk about this because I usually don't accept praise when it comes to me because I'm just not that type of person. But I also recognize that there's also a level of I just don't get that much praise from people that are really high up, and I guess I've just gotten used to that. So whenever I get praise, it's just like, I'm just gonna decline it because it feels, I don't know, to me it feels like, it's not real. Yeah, it doesn't feel real when I get praise or get a compliment because it always feels like I'm giving them out and I never receive them, especially from teachers, from peers, sometimes from friends. It always feels like I'm always the one behind the scenes, and it always feels like I'm second place, to be honest. It always feels like I'm good. Sometimes I'm great, but there's always someone better than me. There's someone always achieving more than me, and there's someone always getting more praise. There's a bunch of people getting more praise, and it just irks me to it doesn't irk me that my peers are getting praise because I believe it's well deserved. They work hard as fuck, but it irks me that I don't get the praise in the ways that I probably deserve. And I know partially it's my responsibility for that because I don't accept the praise, but there's also a level that's like, you know, I don't ever get what I deserve, kinda. I lived my whole life like not getting praise, so I don't know. I guess I'm used to it, but I don't want to be used to this. Kind of feels shitty, and I don't know. I feel like LTG was my chance to really get ahead, be independent, and try something new and try something that I felt like I would have excelled in. But I don't I don't regret passing it off to Cordero. Um, I think he'll do good as LTG, but there's still a part of me that's like, why did you give it up? And there's another part of me that's like, 2 years in a row, you've given something up. um, you've given up like a dream 2 years in a row, and it feels really shit because I know there's two dreams that I want to achieve in life, and that's finding love and traveling around the world. And I know that because of my circumstances, finding love is very difficult. Well, finding love isn't difficult, but keeping it is, especially being in the closet. It's something that I can never achieve in high school, and I've accepted that. And I know solo traveling abroad is also one that's very limited because of financial reasons, social reasons, and just a lot of other reasons. And that is also a dream that is very far in the future and likely also away from high school. So it feels like my two big dreams are just out of reach and really out of reach. And I was thinking to myself about 2 weeks ago, I was like, I am not closer to my two dreams than I was on the day I was born. And that really, really bothered me because I was like, I've lived 15 years and I'm not any closer than I was 15 years ago. But I still try because there's there's no reason to give up. I've never been the most optimistic person, but I continue and hope that my dreams are just that I can get there because I'm just 2, 3, 4 years away, and I feel like I can get there even if I lived 15 years without getting there. And that's why I focused on LTG so much. It was one of my dreams to get ahead. That was one of my smaller dreams, and I was like, if I can't achieve my big dreams, I want to achieve my smaller dreams. And LTG was like a middle-sized dream, and the fact that I have to give it up, it's like, when can anything ever go right? I just was like, I remember going to sleep one day, and I was just drifting off to sleep. I was thinking, can I ever really win? It just feels like I've forever been fighting a losing battle towards my dreams. But I know that's not the case. I know that I'm working towards something good, even though, you know, if the last 15 years I haven't made much progress. I feel like on a 1 to 100 scale, I'm like at a 15% progress, and I've kind of just it's been like every year's been like a 1% increase. And it feels like I'm never going to get there, but I feel like in the next 2, 3, 4 years that's really going to speed up, and I really hope it does because I don't want to feel like my dreams are just out of reach again and again and again. And but I will continue to feel that since my LTG dream has been by my own choice, like away, but I know it's the right one, so I choose to believe that there's another opportunity that when this LTG door closes, that maybe a window or an attic door opens for me somewhere. But right now, I don't know where that attic door will open or where that window will open. I've been exploring a lot of my passions across the last week, and I've been really happy over the past week. But this is the one thing that's kind of been on my mind is will I really regret this when decon comes around? And I don't think I will, but it's been my one worry over the past week that I'm letting go of another dream the second year in a row in the wintertime, and that my other two big dreams are just unachievable right now. And so, if this was any other person, they'd probably feel stuck. But for me, I've known to live kind of in this way. So I'm just trying to find other things to keep me busy, and there's so many passions that I have, and they've definitely been keeping me busy. This YouTube channel is one of them, and I just hope that in the future that I know I will get there. But even if it's not today, even if it's not tomorrow, like I'm gonna try my best, and hopefully in like 2, 3 years when I upload a video or a vlog, it'll be of me solo traveling across the world. And this is just a footnote in my kind of history. So that's kind of a short episode for today, but I want to thank you, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.